to Liberty Park Music. I'm Michelle Huang, your piano instructor. In the first part of our lesson today, we'll be spending some time reviewing what transposition is and how to transpose a piece from its original key to other keys. We will then look into how to harmonize minor five-finger patterns beginning on the black keys by looking at some of the excerpts that we have done before in the previous lessons. In the second part of today's lesson, we'll be looking at a short piece that will use these minor five-finger patterns beginning on the black keys. Let's first get started with a quick review of transposition. A transposition is a method of moving pitches up or down from the original key, but keeping a constant interval. Each pitch is raised or lowered by exactly the same interval, which results in a change of key. However, the tune remains the same. The transposed melody just sounds higher or lower in pitches from the original melody. So a transposed melody has the same tune, same intervals, and same fingerings from the original melody, but with different pitches. Here we have a short excerpt to practice transposition. After the initial glance, we recognize that the right hand and left hand are playing exactly an octave apart, which makes note reading easier. Next, determine the original key. 3 sharps, first note and last note, and in F sharp. So we're in F sharp minor. Let's play this piece once in its original key. Now, to transpose to G sharp minor, we simply move the position up by a whole step. Notice that every note goes up by a whole step, but the intervals between the notes stay the same, so are the fingerings. Only the pitches change. Now, let's transpose to another key. Let's try D sharp minor. D sharp minor is a whole step plus a half step down from the original key, F sharp minor. Now try transposing this piece to the other 2 black keys that we have not done, C sharp minor and A sharp minor. Remember, the tune stays the same, so trust and follow your ears. Now we will look at a short piece. We will first harmonize the melody with the tonic and dominant chords, then transpose to its indicated key. Let's first determine the key. E flat for the first and last note. Because of the G flats in the music, this piece is in E flat minor. Let's play the melody once. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now we need to determine the tonic and dominant chords of this piece. The tonic chord of E flat minor is spelled E flat, G flat, B flat. The dominant chord, which is the root, built on 5 notes up from the root of the tonic chord, is spelled B flat, D natural, F. Remember, the dominant chord is a major chord. For this short piece, we will play the 5 chord an octave lower to avoid crowding with the right hand. These are the 2 chords we'll be using to harmonize this piece. Practice going back and forth between these 2 chords. The right hand melody is to be harmonized with either a 1 or 5 at the beginning of each measure. Spend a few minutes, pause this video, determine which chord would go best with the melody for each measure. Follow these guidelines to help you. Use tonic when most of the melody notes are 1, 3, and 5. Use dominant when most of the melody notes are 2, 4, and 5. Begin and end each harmonization using tonic. And dominant almost always precedes tonic at the end of the piece. Check your chords on the screen. Let's play hands together. Right hand melody, left hand harmony. Remember to lift slightly at the end of each measure before playing the next chord. Now we will transpose to F minor. Let's start with the right hand first. We simply move from E flat minor 5-finger pattern. To F minor 5-finger pattern. Everything else stays the same. Follow your ears and play. The next step is to determine the tonic and dominant chords of the new key. Tonic chord of F minor is spelled F, A flat, C. The dominant chord is spelled C, E, G. Practice going back and forth between these 2 chords. The same chords will apply for each measure. Let's play hands together in the new key of F minor. try transposing to a minor key beginning on the black key of your choice. Go through the same process, start with the right hand first, then figure out the left hand chords before putting hands together. In this next section of the lesson, we'll look at a specific piece using the minor five-finger patterns. This is a fairly simple piece in E minor. The only tricky thing about it is that the hands are not always in the typical five-finger position. There are places where the hands will have to be opened up to play an octave or to play a sixth on a black key using a fingering that requires an open hand position. Let's look at this in details. The spots circled indicate that the hand is not in its typical five-finger pattern position. This simply means that in these places, we will need to be flexible in opening and closing our hands, and also raising and lowering our wrist when necessary to accommodate for where the notes are. Let's play from the top, and we will stop at each circle spot and talk briefly about each. Let's first take a look at the right hand. Here we have a D sharp, which is not part of the E minor five-finger pattern. This is a good indication that we'll need to get out of the five-finger pattern and do something different with our hand. The score suggests a 2 on D flat, which requires the wrist to be raised to play the black key, and also the 2 slightly over the thumb. After that, we rock back to B. The next measure is good as written, no change in position. Here, we need to open our hand to get to the C, since we're covering 5 notes with only 4 fingers. Next, we need to swing our wrist to get from C to the lower D sharp. Think of it as drawing a semicircle with your wrist and elbow to get to the bottom. After this, the thumb tucks under the D sharp, and we're back to E minor five-finger position. Let's play this right hand once again, paying attention to the circle spots, and keep your hand, wrist, and elbow flexible to move. The left hand has less movement than the right hand, just a few places where the hand needs to open up to an octave. Let's start from the beginning. Here, open your hand up a little bit to play the B, and then open towards the bottom to play the B octave. Then simply move the thumb down a whole step to A. Open up a bit to play B. Same here, open down to play B octave. Close hand to play thumb on E. And open hand down again to play E octave. Let's play the left hand again. A As you can see, this piece is a practice of the flexibility of opening and closing your hands and feeling comfortable shifting positions. Let's play hands together. It might be a good idea to isolate measures 4 and 5 and measure 7 and 8 in your practice, since the two hands are moving out of the 5-finger positions in overlapping manners. In this lesson, we learn how to transpose in the minor 5-finger patterns beginning on the black keys, and also review how to harmonize with tonic and dominant in the minor 5-finger patterns. We also looked at a specific repertoire that used the minor 5-finger patterns that also requires hand movements outside of the 5-finger position. Continue to practice this piece for your homework as well as the transposition and harmonization exercises that we have done. See you next time.